Hello, Spreaker listeners. Hello, good morning, and happy December. Welcome to our bright and early morning CMajor Before the Show podcast episode where we're talking about holiday songs. And I definitely have something to say. You're listening to CMajor, and we did a promo yesterday where I was teasing the idea of getting Siri to help me with my podcast and to help me find songs that I can talk to you about on today's episode. So we're featuring top Christmas songs here on CMajor Before the Show, songs that you can play on the piano for fun. So thank you so much for joining us. It is bright and early this morning. It's our custom breakfast blend of titles of tunes that will keep you making music over the holidays. Aren't you excited? Yes, I'm excited for you. Because I would say, out of all of the requests that I get from students, that this is a top request for me. That sometimes I have students that say to me that's all they want to learn to play is holiday music. Christmas songs all year long. That's what excites them, and they just want to stay on that and then be able to just comfortably sit down at the piano and just play songs they really enjoy. And I think that's a key to playing the piano. And before I get into the show, I do have a shout out. It's been a while. We haven't done a student shout out in a while, but I have a student that I want to say a shout out to because it happened this week and totally surprised me. The student put away all of their books and they said, "That's it. I am no longer going to be using these lesson books. I want to just sit down to the piano and play. Can you teach me a new skill? I want to learn to play by ear and by chords." And that student is doing just that. Totally blew me away that the student and the support of his family was there to support that idea of doing this and just saying, you know what, I really enjoy learning to play the piano. That student has been learning for a number of years in a very formal method that puts him on the path to reading music. Did not go the self-teaching route at all, always worked with a teacher, and then said, you know what, since you're here, I want to use you for my own self-teaching to guide me on how to play chords and how to play songs by ear, music by ear. So we are doing that. So I have a big shout out to that student. So big shout out to him. So this morning it is our custom breakfast blend of titles of tunes that will keep you making music over the holidays. So we listed some tunes. We're going to list some more. But get out your device today because I want you to search with me as I go across the internet to find out what these songs are looking like. Because if you don't have access to a songbook, then you might have access to sheet music that's available online. So we're just going to browse a little bit. Also, I will not be playing the piano this morning, so I wanted to step away from the piano and not demonstrate these tunes because they're familiar tunes. You can find them. So either you'll know the tunes by the titles themselves, or either you will be able to play a sample of these tunes very easily. So we talked about It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Baby, It's Cold Outside, Last Christmas, Feliz Navidad. We talked about Wonderful Christmas Time. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, This Christmas, Jingle Bell Rock, and Run, Rudolph, Run. So just to name a few songs, but we will name some more because we're at a time now where if you have a subscription service, then you'll be able to find the tunes, your favorite music, your podcasts on demand with the right subscription service that works for you, works for your budget. And so you'll be able to tune into any song that you want. You'll be able to call up whatever name you need to say to play a particular song that you want to hear, and then just sit down and just start playing it if you prefer that, if you prefer to play by ear. If not, there are songbooks available, so we're going to get into that today as well. But before we do, what I want to do is also, in the name of self-teaching, just revisit some of those keyboards that we talked about. And I'm a little hesitant to say model numbers of keyboards because I don't want it to seem like I'm promoting one particular model or brand over another brand. But I'm going to search these and just see where the function is on that keyboard. Because if you are working with a keyboard, then you may see a function for a holiday song. So we're just going to take a peek at that. Now, if you are fortunate enough to have a grand piano, you may even have the feature on your grand piano so that it plays tunes by itself. I have students that have those features. They have a grand piano, and it also features a piano playing feature. So the piano will play by itself, and then you can program it to play holiday songs, and then you can learn that way too. You can just watch the movement of the keys. And speaking of which, before that idea gets away from me, see me over at the CMajor radio show a little bit later on this evening, because I'm going to be talking with you about how to properly set up your grand piano. So we're on our 4th piano lesson over there. It's more formal over there, as you know. We're moving into a discussion of terms and also guiding you on how to learn more about these terms, because when you start learning terms in a different language, you will need someone to guide you on that. That part of music is not self-teaching. And that's the overall question we're trying to pose here on this podcast. What part of music is self-teaching? What part of music is not self-teaching? When do you need a professional as you learn to play a musical instrument? So join us a little bit later over at the CMajor radio show if you can. Now, let's start looking up some of these keyboards. And so the first one I'm going to tap into, so to speak, is a 61 key keyboard. And they all have model numbers. So you can look them up by model numbers. Okay, so already I'm seeing the option for reviews. I'm also seeing an alternative name for this keyboard. What I really want to do is get a picture of the keyboard. So let's see here if I can. I'm going to actually go to the company that makes the keyboard. That's probably the easiest thing to do. And then pull that up and see if I can get a picture of the buttons. Now what you can do, if you look up these keyboards by model number, I would say try to go to the manufacturer. Try to go to the page where the manufacturer has given a complete description of the keyboard, rather than just rely on someone else's description. Now, I hope this pulls up for me. Okay, here it is. Alright, so we have a description that talks about how many voices are there, but I'm looking for the feature that talks about... Okay, now here, this is good. It has onboard lessons to support learning to play. Learning to play in 3 steps, and I have students that have been very successful with this. Oh, look at this. There's another feature. Duo partner. Play with a partner. So many cool things. Okay, now what I really want to do is pull it up so I can see the features. Okay, here we go. Without going into the videos. Okay. All right, maybe I can go to the specs. Okay, I see that. You know what I really think I should do? I think I should go to the manual, because that will tell me. Okay, so if you happen to go to a website where the manufacturer actually shows a picture of the keyboards that they are presenting, I would say go to downloads if you can and try to take a look at the manual. Sometimes you may see it in the catalog too, but I would say I would trust the manual. So, without taking up too much memory space on your device, I would just say go to the owner's manual. So that's what I'm going to do. So this particular model, let me click on that. And I love that it has two different model numbers. One for music retailer and then the consumer model, which you can probably pick up at like a Costco or something. Okay, so why I like this is that it gives you a complete description of everything, from how to set up the keyboard, other references. So I'm just scrolling down here, and you're probably saying to yourself, who really reads the manual? Well, I do. I like reading the manual. Okay, so see if you can scroll down to where it says play a variety of instrument voices, and then go into playing styles, if you can. And then after that, so they give you chord types, looking up the chord dictionary, playing the keyboard with two persons. That's nice. It's always nice for accompaniment and duets. Demo songs. You may even find holiday songs as part of the demo, but we're going ahead of that. Okay, song lesson feature. Okay, recording your performance. So that one has a record function, which is nice. Okay, going through all the different. Okay, voice listing. That's good. Voice list. I'm looking for song list. Okay, so here we are. So let's just see if there are any holiday songs, and there they are. So a lot of times on this keyboard, what you'll see folk tunes, you'll see hymns, you'll see popular songs, you'll see Christmas songs, you'll see patriotic songs, and maybe some classical pieces too. Now, they won't necessarily be under those categories. You'll just have to see how the categories are arranged, but we can definitely look under song name and see if there's a name of a Christmas tune that you may be interested in. So built into this keyboard, we can find Auld Lang Syne. We can find, let's see, Deck the Halls. We can find Oh Christmas Tree, Silent Night. So if any of those really interest you, then jot those down and look for those. If you don't already have a keyboard, then as you are shopping, look to see how many Christmas songs it has on it. Joy to the World, Oh Christmas Tree. I don't know if I said that one yet, but there's quite a few on this keyboard. Okay, so that's one keyboard, and that's just a 61-key keyboard. Now I'm going to look up another one. Let me see, this one, let's see. You know what, this is a mini keyboard. I'm just curious to see if this mini keyboard is going to offer any Christmas tunes. And what I mean by mini keyboard is that it doesn't have full-size keys. Sometimes students will opt to buy something this small just to see if they are interested in music enough to upgrade to a keyboard with more keys, full-size keys, a real piano, etc. This one has 44 keys. Now, what's impressive about that is that you have a lot of tones, you have a lot of rhythms, but you only have 10 songs. Let's just see if any of those 10 songs will be Christmas songs. So just imagine you have the most basic keyboard out there, one of the most basic. Let's see if it goes to manual. Let's go to downloads. See there, same thing. Okay, so it has score books, but I don't think it has a score book for this particular keyboard. I really wish it showed me. A list of the songs, but now it's going into other instruments made by the same company. Okay, so let me just see if I can make it bigger, and I think I can. So I won't be able to see if this keyboard has Christmas songs on it. But again, if you're doing Christmas shopping, you might want to do that. And let's look up another one. So we're on a roll here. And I think as you go into digital pianos, you're going to find that the digital pianos don't necessarily have Christmas songs built into them. But they do have enough connections built in that you can plug it into some sort of music software and then access the songs that way. So let's see. Let's go with, actually it's going to turn out to be the same company. Let me close this and see if I can click on the manual for that. Yeah, so scorebook. Let me just click on one of these. Oh, I see. So they make you sign an agreement before you download the scorebook. Okay. All right. So you know what? Manufacturers are getting a little bit more strict with downloading scores, downloading manuals, and so forth. So if you have purchased a keyboard, you'll be able to go in and download the scorebook to find songs that you can play on the piano. And the scorebook is only made available to customers who actually purchase the keyboard, and they're given a password. So that's very smart. File protected by a password. Okay, so let's go after this one. That's that other company that I was looking at. Okay, so two different companies handling downloads differently. Let's just do one more, and then we'll talk about the actual songbooks. And then if you're interested, if we have time, we'll talk about singing along with the songs, because I know I have students that love to sing along while they play. Believe it or not, they do. And so they probably would appreciate knowing about a microphone or a PA system that they can use. I could recommend something like that. So let's just see here. Let me go to piano holiday songs. So what I'm doing is just seeing if I can just do a search for a keyboard by just saying the name of that keyboard, the manufacturer's name, and then saying piano holiday songs and see what comes up. So there we have it, what I was talking about. Software that will allow you to access piano performances. If you have a grand piano that will play the songs for you, you can learn that. There's another website on how to use the built-in songs on your keyboard. There's something called holiday songs that are in partnership with a company that makes tunes specifically for the holidays. So you can access holiday songs that way. Okay, and then you have the resellers of these keyboards. So it looks like there are lots of ways to get into this, and then you can go, of course, into YouTube and see a demonstration of someone playing the holiday songs for you. So one song that keeps coming up, "Oh Christmas Tree," as I'm looking here. Okay, and then it goes into Christmas songs, songbooks. Yep, and just like I was saying, you have the consumer version of these keyboards that you can pick up at a wholesale place. So, okay, let me step out of this for a moment, and then what I'm going to do next is talk about the Christmas songbooks that I see listed in this one particular guide that I'm looking through. And then we're just going to go song by song. I listed a few songs at the beginning of the episode for today, so I want to go through those songs one by one. But let me just take a little bit of a break here. So enjoy the music, and I'll be right back. Okay, you're here with me on CMajor for the show, and we're talking about holiday songs today. So I just want to encourage you to find songs that you are excited about, that you can learn to play on the piano. And what I'm doing is just paging through some information that I have in front of me. Also going online with you to see what you would find if you search piano holiday songs, things of that nature, songs that you may find inside of a keyboard that can help you learn to play those same songs that you're interested in. And so for some people, playing Christmas songs is a once-a-year thing, but believe it or not, I have students that want to play Christmas songs year-round. So that's one reason why we're doing this episode. And it's all about you. It's not all about me. It's not about me saying, oh, I'm CMajor and I have something to say about Christmas songs. It's not about that at all. It really is about finding what's going to motivate you to want to play the piano. That's what this is about. This is about you. This is your music making. So let's just try to have some fun with it. Now, there's something called the best Christmas songs ever. So if you happen to Google search that or have Alexa or Siri or some other device that you have do the searching for you, just look up the best Christmas songs ever and see what comes up. And there's a publication that features more than 75 holiday favorites. So everything from All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth, Away in a Manger, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Joy to the World, Little Saint Nick, I don't really know that song, Silent Night, Sleigh Ride, and We Three Kings of Orient Are, and then Winter Wonderland, and then there's more. So if any of those songs really excite you, then go ahead and search for those. Also, see us a little bit later over at CMajorsClassroom.com, because what I like to do over there is just list your homework. And it's supposed to be fun. It's all fun. It's all jokes, just to get you into doing something that can help you move forward in your music making. So CMajorsClassroom.wordpress.com. So what we may be doing in the future is just making it CMajorsClassroom.com. I haven't really decided yet, but we're looking to do that. We're also looking to set up our own app once we have more listeners and more followers. So thank you so much for following us on social media. It really makes a huge difference to know that you are interested in what we're doing. So thank you so much for that. Give yourself an applause for that. And thank you. Following us on social media. And social media can be fun. I think it can be fun if you just have the right approach and try to have fun with it. So it's all jokes, it's all fun, and we try to go along with the flow of social media. Now, my favorite publication of all time for Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas. I just love it because Charlie Brown was one of the first TV shows that I watched where the music inspired me enough to want to play some of the tunes. And so that's the reason why I ended up taking piano lessons, because when the program went off, there was a piano in our home, as the story was told to me, and I started just picking out the melody. And then my parents looked at each other and they said, we need to get her into piano lessons. So thanks to the Charlie Brown Christmas songs, I became a piano student very soon after that. But if you want a list of those songs, let me know. I've actually recorded this collection of songs just for friends and just gave them out as holiday presents. It wasn't anything I was looking to do to capitalize on the music itself. I didn't publish it or anything like that. I just have it in my personal iTunes library, but I did record these songs for friends. And then one of my friends went through my computer and found out that I did that and just started blasting it to everyone. So if it's out there on the internet, I apologize. It was definitely something that was meant for personal use, and I did not mean to publish any of that music. So I just want to say that I found playing the Charlie Brown Christmas music very fun, entertaining, fulfilling for me over the years. So if you're interested in any of those, I know I have students that have been studying those songs as well, so they're looking to play this music year-round, and that's what excites them. So again, if you need any names of those songs, let me know. It's a collection that features holiday classics as well as the Linus and Lucy song, and there are several versions of it. You can get the easy piano arrangement of it, or you can get the regular piano arrangement of it, and then also just be mindful of the editing. Sometimes the editing of these pieces tend to change too. And then if you need any information about the company that publishes this collection, just let me know. Okay, now, I like the title of this songbook. It says, First 50 Christmas Songs You Should Play on the Piano. It doesn't get better than that. First 50 Christmas Songs You Should Play on the Piano. 50 Christmas classics every beginning pianist should know, presented in simple arrangements for ultimate enjoyment. So our episode title for today talks about songs you can play. I wouldn't go as far as saying you should play them. That's philosophy. But I think you can decide for yourself what you should or should not be playing. All in the name of recreational music making. And then if you go on to learn professional arrangements of these songs or come up with your own arrangements, then of course you can go out and start gigging with these songs, especially around the holidays, and sign up for a gig service or just start putting your name out there. But these are all fun tunes. So let me just give you some titles. The songs include All I Want for Christmas Is You, Baby, It's Cold Outside, the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs. I like it because it starts out with an octave. Christmas Time Is Here, Frosty the Snowman, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays. I like that tune too. I'll Be Home for Christmas, Jingle Bell Rock, Little Saint Nick. There's Little Saint Nick again. I'm going to have to look that up because it's not coming to my mind what that melody sounds like. Mary Did You Know? Very popular one. The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Baby, Silver and Gold. I like that one from Frosty the Snowman, that cartoon that came on every Christmas. Sleigh Ride, This Christmas, White Christmas, Winter Wonderland, and then, of course, many more because there are 50 songs. And so, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Earlier, I was talking about a keyboard that had songs built in. So, Joy to the World. I like Joy to the World because it starts with a scale. I love that. Now, one that's going to be near and dear to my heart. I may even mention this on the CMajor radio show, but it has a very unique title. It's Bach Around the Christmas Tree. B-A-C-H. And there's a composer out there that spells his name B-O-C-K. Different person. But Bach Around the Christmas Tree. This unique piano solo collection contains 18 carols. Why 18? I have no idea. But the publisher probably just assembled songs that they knew that you would enjoy. 18 carols arranged in the style of the classical masters. Sounds interesting. So it includes Away in the Manger, and believe it or not, in the style of Rachmaninoff. Deck the Hall, Beethoven style. Hark the Herald Angels Sing in the style of Haydn. Joy to the World, Handel. Oh Come All Ye Faithful in the style of Mozart. Oh Holy Night in the style of Schubert. Silent Night in the style of Bach. And We Wish You a Merry Christmas in the style of Strauss. And then What Child Is This in the style of Debussy. That is so interesting. I once had a student that said to me she wanted to learn to play pop songs by Adele, but in the style of classical music. So it's possible that you can arrange something like that in any style that you want. I mean, probably the funniest thing I've ever heard was songs, not necessarily Christmas songs, but songs written in the style of ragtime. You know, that's always enjoyable to hear, and it sounds very fun, and it's just a treat to hear music written in other styles. So let me just look that one up. That one is really drawing my attention. So let's just say Bach around. So instead of Bach Around the Christmas Tree, Bach Around the Christmas Tree. Okay, so apparently it's Very popular. And he has some YouTube presentations too. Oh, look. There's one person that I recognize. He does a lot of demonstrations and illustrations on YouTube. Okay, so if I just look up images, let me see if I can get a sense of the score. Selections from Bach Around the Christmas Tree. Let's click on that for a moment. Okay, so Joy to the World was written by Handel. I was thinking that it was an arrangement that capitalized on the style of Handel, but here it is saying that it's in the style of Handel. So which one is it? Was it written by Handel or was it in the style of Handel? I think both. Okay, so let me stop my other music here for a moment, my background music. And let's just see if we can play that. So I'm very curious now to know what they're talking about. Okay, so let's see what they did. They actually combined music from the Hallelujah Chorus with Joy to the World. So that's what they're talking about. But who wrote Joy to the World? Let's see. To the World. Songwriter. Isaac Watts. Okay. So again, it's one of my favorite tunes because it starts off with the scale, a descending scale, major scale. Okay, so it gives you, if you just Google search that, who wrote Joy to the World, you can find out information about the scholar who wrote this tune. Okay, but what they're doing on this particular website, if you go to the site that will let you download the sheet music, then you will find that it combines the styles of Handel and keeping the original tune intact as well. Okay, so that's fine. All right, now let's go over to the Big Book of Christmas Songs. So let's see how big this book is. It doesn't really tell you how many pages there are, but a lot of these tunes that I mentioned in our promo are in this collection. So it says a collection of all the best Christmas songs. You have traditional songs, you have contemporary songs for instrumentalists, including All I Want for Christmas Is You, Angels We Have Heard on High, Auld Lang Syne. Another popular song you'll see on keyboards. You can learn to play that song if you have a keyboard. Away in the Manger, Blue Christmas, the Chipmunk Song. The Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, Christmas Time is Here. Do They Know It's Christmas? Feliz Navidad, talk about that. Frosty the Snowman, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm, Last Christmas. Let's Have an Old-Fashioned Christmas. And then something else that I'm finding hard to pronounce. Mele Kalikimaka. I have no idea what that is. Miss You Most at Christmas Time, the most wonderful time of the year, my favorite things. Nuttin' for Christmas. Pretty Paper, I don't know that one. Santa Baby, Silent Night, Wonderful Christmas Time, and then, of course, more. And what I like about this is that it is intended for instrumentalists, so not just piano, but if you play flute, if you play clarinet, if you play saxophone, trumpet, trombone, any of the string instruments, cello, violin, viola, then you can find a collection of these songs for your instrument as well. So, okay, so now what we're going to do is go to the song titles that I listed at the beginning of today's episode. So let's just look that up really quickly. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I will have to say, you know how much I love coffee culture. I had a little bit of coffee this morning, but I'm hoping to have more coffee at the end of this episode. But I was very pleased that I was able to enjoy my coffee to some holiday tunes yesterday, as a matter of fact. So I was there sipping my latte, and then all of these songs that I'm listing right now were songs that I heard as I was sipping my latte, my caramel coffee. Okay, so it's the most wonderful time of the year. And I believe it was sung by this particular artist, too. Seems that it was. Okay, but let's just go to a place where you can get the sheet music for that. And then look that up and see what happens. Okay, so let's say if you go to a website that will let you download the sheet music, just know you're going to be faced with a lot of different options. So choose the scoring that you want. Also choose the artist that you want. The scoring. Do you want a lead sheet? Do you want easy piano? Do you want piano solo? And just pick one. Sometimes if you click on easy piano, it may or may not feel easy to you. I'm just going to click on that really quickly. And then, of course, you can always print a sample of it or just play a little bit of it so you can hear what it sounds like before you make the purchase. So you can hear a little bit of that. That's the MIDI version of it. And sometimes what happens is that they will give you options for transposing it. So this one happens to be in the key of C, but if you want it in a different key, it may or may not be available. And then you can just view the full product details. But that's sometimes a concern with my students. Now, I do have students at this time that are working on playing in all keys, multiple keys. So they're learning their songs in all keys, so they don't have to be limited to just one key. Now, let me look at another site that will also give you the option for downloading. So if I go there and look at the same tune, I like this site. Lots of pop-ups, it is good. Now I think I had hoped to go through all 10 tunes that I listed, but you know what? In the interest of time, I think I'll just do 3, and then you get the idea of how to search for these. Now, this particular site, they may or may not give you just a single sheet music to download. They might just give it to you as part of a book, and then you just need to purchase the whole book. but some very exciting arrangements by arrangers that I recognize. So if you need some advice on which book to choose, just let me know. Also, there are teaching books out there. If it's part of a piano course and that's what you're looking for, then there are options for that too. So two different options there for you. But the most important thing is just to search the title. So now I'm going to click on something that says it's the most wonderful time of the year, and then piano solo. There's a very neat cover there. Click to enlarge that. You can look inside, you can listen. Let's listen really quickly. So that's a nice arrangement, and they give you about 30 seconds. You can listen to that. You listen to about 15 seconds of that. Okay, and then you can look inside as well to see if it looks simple enough for you. So sometimes it appears easy, and sometimes it may appear challenging, depending on your level of piano playing. And then you don't have to use the score at all. If you're able to hear how the music goes and just pick out the melody and then challenge yourself to do that. Let me just check one more thing. I want to check the key. So it looks like it's written in the key of C, and then it doesn't really give you the option for transposition if that's what you're looking to do. Or, here's the other good news. If you have a keyboard and it has a transpose feature on it, it's not the cheaty way of doing things. I'm just saying, you have an option. You have an option. It's kind of funny because some people do think of that as cheating. You just hit the plus or the minus button on your keyboard and you're playing in any key that you want. But it is an option for those who need to change the key really quickly and they don't want to learn to play the scale that the key requires. So, okay, let's look up another one. Baby, It's Cold Outside. Let's look up that one really quickly. So I'm going to stay on the same site. Okay, now what I like about this one, right away, they're giving you other instruments. So they're saying this one is arranged for piano, saxophone. You can get a copy of this by downloading. There's another one for piano duet. Lots of options for this tune, so it must be really, really popular. And then there's an option for piano accompaniment. So if you're into collaborative piano. Now this one's kind of nice. It says, Baby, It's Cold Outside, piano interactive download. Let's see what that means. Click to enlarge. Ooh, look at that. Okay. All right, so looking inside, and it does not give you a track to listen to. But as you're looking outside, you can see it's relaxed swing. It's actually from a motion picture, this particular arrangement. So, okay, let me just go to my other site where it's all about just sheet music and downloading. So let's look there really quickly. And then we're going to do one more tune, and then we're going to step away and probably let you get on with your morning, because it is cold outside and it's early. So thank you so much for being with us today. It's always a pleasure to bring you ideas for music making. Now, what I like about this is that you have so many artists to choose from. So if you do have a music subscription service, look everything up by artist, if you can, to see if that particular artist recorded this song, and then going over to scoring, let's just click on easy piano. It's just easier to do that. And then, see, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, this could be easy to someone who enjoys playing accidentals, or they enjoy playing in this style. But it may not be easy to someone who does not care to do that. Okay, so let me click on play just so you can hear a little bit of it. Okay, so that's a little bit of that. Okay, now that was in C major, the original published key. Let's go to something that has 3 sharps. Let's go to A major. And then you can hear how the key is changing. Okay, so if you're playing this key, that you just need to be comfortable again with accidentals, playing double sharps and things like that. So that may or may not feel easy to you. And you can decide that with a music professional that you're working with, or just decide it for yourself, or just try to pick it up by playing by ear and deciding which sounds good to your ear, which feels good to you to try to play. Okay, so the last one I'm going to look up today is Last Christmas. And again, I'm going to go ahead and just print the whole list of songs over at CMajorsClassroom.wordpress.com. It's just 10 songs that we picked out that we thought would be fun for you to take a look and see. Take a look and see if this is what will keep you making music over the holidays. So Last Christmas, I have friends, Facebook friends, that really enjoy this song. And let me just click on the easy piano version to see what that's sounding like. And then I'm going to click on another version because we can. And again, you're hearing the MIDI version, so you're not hearing necessarily somebody performing this. It's just the computer version of the tune. Okay, so you have an idea just from that. So 4 bars of the melody, Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. It's a good song. So it's originally published in D major, which is what you were hearing, and then you have the choice of other keys if you want to. Now let's go to, I just want to hear, I'm just curious to hear another arrangement of this. Probably in a more elaborate version. And this one says piano solo, so let's just click on that. So again, you're going to hear a lot of these rhythmic chords at the beginning, chords that are fun to play, but a little bit more advanced. So 4-note chords, basically. Let's just click on that, and I think it only comes in 1 key, so they must have made an agreement with the arranger just to publish it in 1 key. So let's just click on that really quickly. Okay, so same thing. So you can hear how the texture is really thick there. And if you care to chord melodies, because we talked about this when we were talking about voicing and top-down voicing. We talked about this when we were teaching you a little bit about jazz, a little bit about blues. And then here it is in a pop song. And if you want to know more about the song, just look up Last Christmas. And if you don't know what I'm saying, if you're not a musician and you're not sure what I'm saying when I say MIDI version. I'm saying MIDI, MIDI version, musical instrument digital interface. And that's the version of the song that you heard just now, basically a computer version, a digital version of the song, not necessarily someone performing it on a piano. And then if you look up Last Christmas, you'll see Wham, you'll see Last Christmas official video. You can take a look at that on YouTube. That's put up by Vivo. And it's from the album Music from the Edge of Heaven, released in 1986. It's considered holiday pop. And then you can see the nominations for awards that they received for that song. And then other versions of the song that were recorded. So again, you can read a little bit more about the history. Last Christmas is a song by English pop duo Wham, released on Epic Records in December 1984 on a double A side with Everything She Wants. And then you can read more about that. The origin, the recording, the commercial performance, and so forth. But like I said, it's a song that's near and dear to the hearts of some of my Facebook friends. And so I thought it would be fun to just mention that on today's show, on today's episode. Okay, so did you get something out of today's episode? Hopefully you did. I mean, it was all meant to be in good fun. And we are aiming to get you excited about playing music on the piano that excites you. If you're working with a teacher, let your teacher know what's going to keep you engaged, because that's really important. And in the future, we're going to return to our poll so we can start getting a little bit more information about you and the things that you'd like to do, because it really is all about you. You know, it makes me a little sad sometimes to see on the internet, and I don't know who's doing it, but, you know, you see these little rude descriptions that pop up because someone thinks that, you know, just because you talk about the things that you're doing, that you're really interested in just talking about yourself. But that's really not what we're doing here. You know, we really are interested in talking about you and finding out about the things that you want to do with your music making, and see if we can help with that. So you'll hear me say we a lot, because it's not just about me. And you know, I really want to know what we can do to show you a certain path. I won't even use the word help, because you can call it helping, but I think it really is just sharing and just showing a little bit about music making, and then just making it fun for everybody. Isn't it supposed to be fun? It's supposed to be fun. That's why I always play the laughter effect on this podcast. So music making should be fun. If you need some suggestions for holiday music, definitely start searching around the internet again. I can't emphasize this enough. The music subscription service that we have available to us is expanding. So definitely look into ways that you can play all of your favorite music just by speaking into your device, whatever home device you have. That's going to change the way that my students learn music. It already is. I mean, when I go to a piano lesson nowadays, two things are happening. The first thing that's happening is that they're speaking to their home devices, playing the music so I can hear it, so I can teach them. So we're basically having piano lessons using a home device. And then the second thing that's happening is that as soon as they learn that music, they're sharing it on social media. So how immediate is that? Piano lessons have definitely changed. If you just go with the flow, you find out what the consumer is doing, what they're looking to do, proper or not, is still what they want. And I think sometimes as music educators, as piano teachers, whatever you call yourself, whatever the case may be. You just have to go with what the demand is. Never mind the anxiety behind it. Never mind what people are trying to do so quickly that took you years to do. See if you can do it. It's a challenge if you just open your mind and see where you can fit in with this whole idea of music making. The opposite of that would be just to put your foot down and say, no, you will learn to play the piano the same way that I did, the same way that my piano teacher taught me. But I really believe you have to open your mind, especially now here in the 21st century, where music making has taken a different turn for all of us. So thank you so much for listening to our podcast today, our podcast episode. Just to recap, we talked about holiday music. So today's episode featured top Christmas songs that you can play on the piano for fun. So thank you so much for joining us bright and early here on Saturday morning. It was our custom blend, our custom breakfast blend of titles of tunes. And we want to keep you making music over the holidays. Now, what's coming up on the next episode? I'm still deciding that. I'm still deciding what we're going to talk about next. And so I want you to think about what you'd like to hear us talk about and maybe let us know. Contact us on social media. If you're on Twitter, if you're able to follow us over there, go over to CMajor Porter 1. You can find us there. We have just a few friends following us right now. But believe me, we are going to grow as soon as we are able to get to that place where we know that we are giving you everything that you want to hear about, everything that you want to learn, and so forth. So our intention is to keep growing and growing, but growing in the right way, growing organically as much as possible, and then blossoming out from there. Now, if you happen to be over at Blog Talk Radio a little bit later on this evening, you can join us. Please join us over there for the CMajor radio show. We will be over there, and we will be talking about our 4th piano lesson. Now, this is the point where you really start to think about, do I really want to stick with this piano thing? Because now I'm starting to get into terms. I'm starting to learn a different language when it comes to music making. And it's all about being able to communicate with other musicians who still can share with you when it comes to using those same terms. So think about if it's something you want to stick with or if you want to go a different route altogether. It's up to you. Learning a musical instrument is all up to you. But whatever you do, make the best music you can make. Stay safe in the weather wherever you are. And our thoughts are with anyone who may be going through any difficulty when it comes to weather conditions. So make the best music you can make and let us know how you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us right here on CMajor Before the Show. And we'll see you next time, bright and early, right here on CMajor Before the Show, right here on our Spreaker online podcast. Take care. Have a great day.